every 4-hour candle push.
So let's look at it, man. Hold on.
1 hour. It's going up, but I mean, it's coming. I mean, it's been going up for the past couple of days, but
You need to look at another pair. The other pair.
It don't move too fast, but when it make the moves. I just like how clean the charts are and how clean it looks.
Tell I ain't look at it in a long time.
Oh yeah, it's been a little minute for you.
The only pairs I trade is gold, GJ, US 30, Niles 100. I'm gonna show y'all EUR, TRY, whatever that is, and a couple other pairs I've been looking at too. But we're doing pretty good this week, man. I think we ain't took no L's really. If you caught that gold move, it went down 50 pips before it even pulled back.
Yeah, I should have got out.
I tell you,
should at least move my stop loss in.
At least move that stop loss and profit, bucko.
Yeah. That's the only loss I took. It's all good though.
Oil, I'm still waiting, but like I said, I found out some news on oil. It was yesterday. And I'm gonna say oil pretty much trends at about from 56 to like 58 a gallon. Where it's currently at right now, it has to go up, but the way and what's going on with the shortage of supply, with the ports starting to shut down, and all type of stuff like that, man, is driving oil. Gas probably gonna be cheap as hell in a minute. Ain't nobody gonna be outside.
Nah.
That's EA right here. So let me go ahead and show them what I'll do for when I'm first looking at a pair. And you let me know how, how close. So I go to the monthly. I really don't use anything over here. I'm specifically on the monthly to look for a certain pattern or seeing if I'm in a buying phase, a selling phase, or a corrective phase. What I mean by corrective phase, just like this, it could have went up as a nice little uptrend, bullish uptrend, right? It just followed by a strong drop. Okay, so I would have took that in consideration that price is ready to go up. That's why you see the nice engulfing. So this would be the first push. This is something like a correction. A correction can consist of patterns, consolidation, patterns inside of a patterns, you know what I'm saying? And once a corrective phase is done, you can easily do, it would have pushed up, and that's what you call a nice little boom. I call that the impulse phase. Impulsive phases are when you see a nice consecutive stretch push off a certain area, and it always does that every time it's ready to make that change or continue in the market, right? So what I'm looking at on the smaller time frame is to basically dominate this area right here and leave all of this BS alone, right? So what I'm doing now is seeing what type of pattern that it is currently on right now. So I got this nice little, you could call this like a descending, you could call it like a bullish flag, right? Followed by a nice impulsive move, trending on down. I have this little trick, and for the special ones that's on here, I'm definitely going to share it with you. That when it's doing a descending or a bullish type of flag or correction, 90% of the time on certain different patterns, that's why I love using ascending or descending patterns, because on a descending, when it trends down, right, I normally have a 90-degree angle going a different way. So my 90 would have been probably up in this area here. And what I mean by 90, right? So 90% of the time, when a pair pushes in the corrective phase, it always makes a certain type of pattern. So each pattern, how you play it, it definitely does the same type of movement every time. So 90% of the time, when price breaks out of descending and continuation, this is just an ugly impulsive phase, but it's going sideways. It always, 90% of the times, if you put a line right on top of where it's before it starts trending at, it always hits that area 90% of the time. So this lets me know that it just hit my 90 area. So I need a little bit more. This is a huge positive ant. It let me know that she's basically ready to test this area here, fight through this BS, and possibly come up. If not, it's going to do one of these. I'm starting to see a lot more, what I like to say is like circles, you know, not a circle, but you see that right there. It's like a little upside down smiley face. But on a larger scale, if it does do something, it'll probably do something like that. Continue BSing, then drop. If not, she's ready to make this move. So that's all I really needed to see on my monthly. I'll take this yellow thing off. I'm gonna use this as my major support right now. So what I go to, I go look for, is it ready to evolve into an impulsive phase altogether? Or is it ready to continue to consolidate or correct itself? Or is it ready to basically switch trends and come back down and test the area again? All right, so now that we're on the weekly, you can see that it made, you know, basically a sideways uptrend. It's ugly, but it did something that moved pretty beautifully. So it's the same thing what I just showed y'all on like the higher time frame. This is how you definitely can attack the market. So what I'm gonna do now, I see how the trend is going. Remember, I'm using this 90-degree angle. I'm gonna zoom out and make sure I have it right. I'm gonna move this up just a little bit. And this is the 90 from my monthly. All right. Okay. Yeah, she had a good area, bro. She just did a nice impulsive move and hit that 90, start dropping back down. Probably not ready to break it yet. Let's go to this daily. Let's see if we can find a pattern inside of a pattern. Okay, so this is my 90, right? Now I'm not really worried about this over here. This is the BS I had to go through. My main areas now is here, or is it ready to drop back down here? All right. So I see another pattern. All right, so this is a possibility. Same thing that we did on the higher time frame. And you can see that break happen, and that what started it. So now we might end up in a correction phase where it might just continue to do something like that or push down just a little bit. Me personally, off this descending right here, I would, price loves to jump off of, you know, double bottom, triple bottoms, stuff like that. So I'll definitely put a 90 going this way. If it starts to sell, that'll be an ultimate TP area. Right? Because it might just do the same thing it did right here. All right. What I mean by that, see this big old same thing I was showing y'all. I see them all the time. They do it every other pattern, you know. It's crazy. So it's basically like a bigger version of it. So just in case it start dropping, this is how you can hold. Was you calling a buy or sell on her?
I'm in for the sale off the smaller time frame, but
Off the rejections.
yeah, I'm overall got the buy move going though.
Yeah. I'm thinking that she wasted her time down here and couldn't break this area for nothing. Came up. It looked like it tried to form a head and shoulders, but it just went ham. Like this one did not let you form nothing. So if you would have went back on it, that's how it would have looked. And like I said, man, them circles is powerful. See how it played out. Yeah, so and that's when everybody thinking it's about to be a right shoulder. Yeah, it's time to sell. It never broke that pattern. And then there we go. Impulsive move. So it did its job. It went up and actually touched that area. That would have been my ultimate TP. So right now I wouldn't have been looking for nothing. I'll let it show me another pattern. I'll give it a couple days. Like I'll scalp the hell out of it. But to catch it for like, and this is where I'm getting stronger at now in 2020. Like I don't want to waste my time in the market. I'm trying to get to the point where I only want to trade once or twice a week. But every time I get in for that trade, I'm catching 300-400 pips and not holding for more than a couple days. It'd be like, you know, straight beautiful drops for 2 or 3 days. Just by perfect risk ratio and just, you know, waiting for a pattern to develop. So if we would have got in, I'd say off the breakout, that's 335 pips. All I do is risk. I would have risked probably 40 pips, you know. I would have risked 40 pips for 330 pips. So if it hit your stop loss, don't beat yourself up, man. That was a perfect situation to get yourself in. You saw the bigger move. Sometimes market just don't go the way you want it to go, right? But if you would have won this trade, you up. Right? So that what helps me with holding also, because the higher time frames never lie. 5 minute, 15 minute, they'll do patterns, but they don't stick to them. So that's why you'll see bunch like, if you see like a double top and it supposed to go down, but it just kept going, you know what I'm saying? But if it doesn't on here, on the higher time frames, it's pretty much going to retrace and stick to what you need it to do. Yeah, that's pretty good pair there. Yeah, I like that. Now all I'll be doing is waiting. I'll probably go down to the daily now and see if I can see what's going on and why it's starting to reject right here. You see it's on a strong push. This might be the beginning of the impulse. So we might make another push to the top, but that's a lot of rejections right there. Yo, that's a beautiful rejection. So it might be an early sign that it also can sell. So now we got another pattern. Okay. And what I told you, man, even when on a smaller time frame, like if you see this is the pattern that I look for every day. Like this is my strongest pattern, yo. I love it. Like the pairs always do it. Any pair you look for, like that's why I wait for a while and be like, oh snap, she just trying to make a descendant. And look what I do. I draw my 90 on a smaller level. You see? So if you take away this, but this just letting you know that, you know, it's a beautiful confirmation that price is ready to continue on the uptrend, right? So if we was in depth on the 4 hour, higher time frame, we just came off a strong, all you got is impulse correction on a smaller, impulse correction, impulse, and now it's doing a flat, what? A flat flag. Flat flag ended up breaking into a strong impulse. What we got is a correction, and now price is ready to change. It just hit your monthly trend line. You got a 2-1 right here on the 90. So if you would have got in for a buy right here, you could have not only caught a beautiful 100 pips. See what I'm saying? Like I'm very particular what I move and how I move, right? I let the higher time frame let me know exactly how I need to react into the market, right? And how I could have caught this entry. Now, it was just a simple break, and you would have used that same 90 like you can use on the higher time frames. And I promise you, 90% of the time, she goes right there. That's why you think, you know, you're like, yo, I love ascendants and descendants, yo. I'd rather bump that head and shoulders, bump the triple tops, all that. If I know a strong point where I'm at, if I only see it once a week, I bet you I get 100 to 200 pips off of it, right? Because I waited for it. The higher time frame told me that it was ready. That's why you're seeing this nice little rejection up here. So it's supposed to pull back. That's what it's supposed to do. If it keeps going, oh well, we're just going to wait for another correction and above this area, then we'll take buys. All right, so that's how I would have killed that move right there. That would have been the strongest move to get in for that buy. And if you would have got in there, probably, even if you would have got in late and just did what I told you how when we used to talk about the 2-1s, you know, valid 2-1, same thing. That's nothing but a smaller confirmation to let you know a continuation is going to keep going. And you would have caught you another what? You riding the wave, like, why would you panic to get out if you got higher time frame confirmation? Big Bertha gonna win. You feel what I'm saying? I call her Big Bertha. Big Bertha gonna win, y'all. That's the higher time frame. But if you understand how to go down, you see, I didn't even really need it to go down to the 1 hour or anything, or the 15-minute or the 5-minute. That messed with your head a lot, and you became, you know, you just keep trading, scalping. But if you know a nice clean break, understand why it broke because of this same trend line, and you waited for this move. You understanding that it did a nice what? Descending. All it did was went right to your 90 on the higher time frame. But you trading it from here to this point. If you would have got out, if you would have got in again, boom. Right. So in the 1 hour, you can see, I'll show you where I could have got in at. Getting some sauce today, yo. I ain't even felt like live trading. I felt like teaching this one. You know what I'm saying? So let's go down to the 1 hour. Right? Look what you got. 1 hour descending. Same rule apply. We draw a 90. That's valid. We got a 90% chance that this trade is going to go to my 90. Why you think Pat said in the chat yesterday, yo, it's going to the 90? Yeah, I knew what the hell he was talking about. Yeah, we've been studying. We've been, you know, we invested in ourselves and got more material to make us stronger, right? That's what you have to do. You have to continue building yourself, even when you think everything is going good, right? Continue investing in yourself always. Okay, so now how I kill this entry, right? How do we get in on this entry here? So what I like to do now, what I like to call it off of descending, since price didn't make it all the way there where we wanted it to, this one just went sideways. So it did like a little flat with a descending, same move. 2-1 confirmation, something easy now, edge to confirmation. 2-1 confirmation here. Then I like to call this a nice risk reduced entry area because you're getting in right where the break is at, right? If price would have continued coming down here, I would have got in there and put my stop loss somewhere over here. If price would have went against me on this one, I would have put my stop loss probably 4 or 5 pips up under my trend line. I want nice, quick stop losses so it won't eat at my account, right? We doing proper risk management so you're not losing anything. Anytime you win a trade, you gain triple, right? You're only losing 1%, 2% a day instead of 10 or 20, 30, 40, 50% on the account, and you down big on the week, and the week just started, right? It's Wednesday. Most pairs just start cranking up on Wednesday. Monday threw everything off. All those JPYs just straight up went out and fell, right? So that messed up a lot of things. JPY is going to act crazy. She's not going to act normal until we get a hold of this coronavirus, if that ever. I'm thinking about just getting a bunker and putting Wi-Fi into that shit. And just sitting in the bunker, y'all, and trade. Load up all the food and snacks, man. Take about 10,000 and get all the food and snacks, man. I'm gone. I'm in the mountains, man. Be isolated until this thing get together. I'm gonna be trading though. GLTH bunker. Straight up. Everybody understand how to get entry? If you understand that, put a 1 in the chat for me. I just showed y'all something very major, yo.
Yeah, you literally set up the complete chart that I had for my setup that I got into the buy not too long ago.
Perfect.
The 90 was my TP originally from that buy. But I do got it breaking. I do got it breaking and pushing up a little further.
Yeah, you don't fight against the trend.
Yeah.
Wait for her to really break structure. Breaking structure is probably coming down here, or it's breaking past here, right? If it does that, it's doing a head and shoulders. Then it's going to make one of these. It's probably going to do a beautiful drop. This the ugly. You remember? I always say when price does these stuff, you always got a pretty side and you got an ugly side, right? It's like a half-half. You got an ugly side, you might have a pretty side. All this is what is. This was a nice head and shoulders it did. You think it won't throw another one at us, but in a different way? And that's why I did that circle too. You see, if I would have kept my circle, it would have been filling in, right? So sometimes a circle don't normally do this and come all the way, like it'll just hug it and do like that. Nah, look what it did. It pushed up to that area, pushed back down, pushed back up, you know, made that trend going down. So that's why I love drawing these stuff, man. Like, Make it easy for you. Have fun with it. You know, my drawing ugly, but it works. I said that weeks ago. All right. So yeah, with EA, that's a pretty big pair, man. I'm definitely gonna add that to the list right now. So EA, just wait and see what it does. If it throws a correction, you know how to move. It's gonna be a continuation on the higher time frame for it to continue going up. It'll be just a start, right? It'll finally have the courage to break this thing and start building going up. It's been nothing but consolidation. That's it. But if you know how to work in it, you'll eat all day. And we went all the way down, right? So if it breaks that, we got a whole lot of money up here, all right? A potential the rest of the year, just to give you a sum, if you get in for a buy, you go long, right? Let's say if you got in right above this area, talking about catching 4,000 something pips, y'all. Only risking, you could do it on a big scale, like you know what I'm saying? You can do it on a big scale, but know how to play it. Once she breaks that, it's gonna take a while for her to get there. But remember this day, and you're like, yo, I remember that. It's supposed to do something like that, yo. It's supposed to go up there. It's been crazy. It's been hugging this area all the way over here. It's been doing stuff down here. Then went and broke back up. That's how the market works. It never really gives you exactly what you want, but it'll make its way there. Just have patience. All right, so that's EA. What's your next pair? Where my water at? My water. My water. Who texting me? Texting me. Let's go see something else. That's why that's the same thing I got for oil, man. I got this thing called Wakanda. If it's still there, it's probably a different one. Yep, Wakanda up there. It just kept coming down. I'm gonna keep extending her, yo. It's about time for her to make that move. That's probably why we got the nice push going up. This might be the last area for buys. And if it breaks that, it's going to my Wakanda, man. She's gonna make that bounce, but that coronavirus, man, it's messing up everything. So yeah, it's been hugging this area. It still ain't closed that gap either. It's just been hugging that area. So my risk I have, if I would have caught it, damn, I wish I would have got in down here too. I probably would have got in right here on the 1 hour. They're gonna make me do it on the 4 hour.
What does it mean again when it doesn't close the gap?
I don't know. I know it usually comes back to it. If it don't, it's very rare. It's like a hole in the market. I done seen where it didn't, like they'll gap and you think it's about to close in a week. Took dang 6-8 months for it to close. I don't know the name of it though. On this one, I'm looking for where I got my Wakanda at. I call this Wakanda. It's the 90-degree angle. On a larger scale, I would risk 50 pips. To get 500. Y'all see what I'm saying? So if it makes its way and breaks this, it's going to start trending up, correction, trending up, correction, trending up, tap, wicked off, boom, right? Just got to sit through it, understand where we at in the market. Because look at this, man. Like, she continues down, man, it's not going to look good. She's going to be sinking. And this is on a larger scale too. So if you were to draw your 90 down here and caught this sell off, so it's about, if you were to, you see it broke that, you would draw your 90% of the time, it's gonna go where it needed to go. It's ugly, it made it though. But I'm showing y'all how to, basically, it's the matrix behind the market, it's the hidden secret. I got some other things to teach you how to get 1,000 pips, 500 pips each time. You only trade it once or twice a month, right? If you want to scalp it, you just scalp 2, 3, 4 times out the week, but you only scalp it when it gives, your entry should always come from a break, a correction, right? And what? This was like a descending. So it gives you another pattern. So you got ascending pattern, and this is how you can scalp it. You work your way, there's patterns inside of patterns. You understand impulsive phase, correction phase. Okay, it's cool I missed the first impulse. That's why I don't even be tripping. Everybody be like, it's dropping. Okay, I ain't tripping. I know where she's going. She's going to that 90, Wakanda. All right, so got your next impulsive, but what it throws you now, another pattern. All this pattern is letting you know that it's a reversal. Ascending is a reversal pattern. It's not a continuation pattern. It's a reversal. What happened? It reversed, came down. If you were to draw it on a smaller scale, 90, it would have hit it. See what I'm saying? Patterns inside of patterns. Yeah. So you in for the long haul, but you eating up every 1,000 of those pips you can. Like, that's 1 area, 2 area, 3. You should just let it go. All right, or you could have let it go from up there. Depends on how you trade and what's your trading style. Right, me, I'm a patient trader. I like it when it breaks. I don't normally wait for the retest no more. If a pair breaks, it's meant to break. Right, I have an efficient stop loss where it will not hurt. Entries up here would have been off of here. This would have been my risk entry. This would have been my risk reduced entry. A risk entry is when you basically get in and it can normally go this way, but it ended up tapping that area because it did a double top and ended up coming down, right? You got a risk reduced because it's breaking out that flag. So this is nothing but a bearish flag. Impulse, flag, drop. Patterns inside of patterns, yo. I can't stress that enough. If you don't know your patterns, go learn your patterns. Learn all of them. Have them all up against the wall. That's what I did for the first couple of weeks in the beginning of 2020. Beginning of January, I had all the patterns up in the wall, man. I wish I could turn my laptop around. We still got them all up here. Patterns, yo. See, I ain't showing you patterns, B. Right? So if you would have took this trade, wait for understanding that this is nothing but a continuation pattern. It's a bearish flag, but it also throw a ascending. Then you can draw your 90 here, and what it did, drop and went straight to your 90. On a smaller, ugly scale, it did the same thing, right? Now we trending flat, and now price just went up, and now we currently came right back down. So now all we look at is very simple, right? If it breaks this area and start making corrections and showing you bearish continuation patterns, we selling. There's no need to look for no buy, right? Only time we looking for buys now, if it breaks, then we start having a correction and it's showing us bullish continuation patterns, you know, ascending, you know, doing small drops and continue pushing up. You know what I'm saying? Different things like that. So that's all I'm waiting on oil. That's why I ain't even really been trading there like that. I'm just waiting for this put, this break, correction, and I'm riding it up to Wakanda again. It's that simple. If not, I can get in now and just have my stop loss right up down this area, only risking a small amount, yeah. Straight up. So whoever on this right now, on this video, I ain't even going to get it recorded now. This is a special sauce for y'all. I might get it recorded now. Yeah, that's how I basically attacked the market. You know, I knew it was going to break structure here. I didn't even trade it. I'm still learning, right? I'd rather learn and evaluate over these next couple weeks, still make the money I need to make to live, but just learning and continuing being a student. So look right here on BTC. I remember Ant called the sell, but this is how I had it, you know, off a higher time frame. So I knew this was a continuation going up. It started dropping. What did it do? Ascending, dropped straight to my 90. That's why I got this area at. We just needed another one, but it did the same thing again, right? This is when you're stuck in a situation. Either you can get in for a buy and let it hit your stop loss over there, right? Or you can get in for that sell, knowing that this is a break of structure, understanding that this is nothing but a bearish flag that lets you know that that's just a continuation, right? You go in a little bit more if you even miss this area, what it just gave you just now. A correction. That's all it gave you, a small correction, and it dropped. Right? Should have got in right off the drop. Right off of it. It's probably coming back. That's why I keep this line here. And it's probably going to tap that line and make its way up, because it's making nothing but a descending, basically. It's making nothing but a descending, so I'm expecting to push right back up again. That's how, you know, the market usually works, right? You don't have a crazy push unless it's ready to really go. But if you understand the patterns, then you can eat off these setups every day, all day. And I ain't even got to go to the 4 hour, you know, the 1 hour or anything. Like, we should have seen that. Reason why you're comfortable with the sell, what it's doing is making lower lows, lower highs. The same basics that we showed you in the beginning of time. What do you know? Your lower lows, lower high, right? Got your low, you got your lower high, you got your low. You got a double top, drop, correction, drop, correction, drop, right? Easy money. I like to call that easy money. So that's BTC. That's what I got for that. I don't really trade crypto to the weekend. Same thing with XRP. I remember I sent this chart out about a week ago. I said either it can go up and start a correction, then continue going up, but no. This shit did a correction and it dropped right back down, right? Did a mini head and shoulders, right? So I'm gonna show you a little trick with these head and shoulders real quick. It's gonna blow your brain. So when the head and shoulder is valid, I measure from the neckline, the top of the head to the neckline, right? And I basically, wherever your neckline is, I move that down. Probably 100% of the time, price will make its way there to the bottom of your. So that's where do you see down here? What y'all see down here? What's this down here, man? This the 90, right? It's the 90, B. This is nothing but a big ass pattern. This is nothing but a strong ascending that pushed up, fake everybody out, did a head and shoulders, started dropping. I showed you the trick from the top to the neck. You just put it, instead of drawing a line here, you just put it right here. You put your butt, you get in off the ascending, and what you put your stop loss and profit for? You ain't, it's gonna continue going. There ain't even no need to look at it no more until it reach your 90. But don't get comfortable thinking that it's always gonna go straight there. This 90 is a blessing because it gives you the direction where it's gonna go. All you need to know is the corrections, right? And you know you're safe. It's just all you see is correct. You got 1, 2, 3, that's 3 corrections, and it just kept dropping. Kept dropping, yo. You feel me? So that's what I got for XRP. That's a blessing that I see that it actually doing exactly what I thought it was gonna do. So sometimes I don't trade it. I just let it do what it do. So the next time I see it next month, 2 months down the road, I'm full margin. It's full margin. So this is EU. Remember when EU was everybody was like, yo, EU buying. And we was like, nah, EU gonna keep selling, yo. Now this is, I updated my chart. I took all the 90s and stuff off. Just keeping it cleaner. But you can see what it's doing now. One big ass ascendant, right? Follow whatever that is. I don't need to know the name. I just need to know how they look and what they do. Right? But, you know, what I told you, for the other pairs that I showed you, that these pairs love to do what? They love to do that, yo. So if you see a rejection off of there, it's going to make this, whatever that is. So, I was in EU. I think caught this push to the top. Got my stop loss hit in profit. I found support here and just continue up. So now I'm seeing on the daily, All right, so where my 90 go? Really trying to, once this bearish candle start turning bull again, I'm gonna continue riding EU up. And what's going on in Europe right now, they get cases of the coronavirus too. And it's starting to ease up on the pressure. And this pair starting to push again. So it's probably going to do a 2-1 and continue going up. I'll say if it ever crosses this area right here, getting for a buy, I'm risking to the bottom. Damn, I hate when it does that. She won't let me be great though. Only risking 20. To gain. Stop that shit. I gained a total of 300 pips, really? So that'll be my trade. Isn't that a smarter trade? That's a real smart ass trade there. Right? It takes you out -20 if it does hit it. But you're able to gain 300 pips if it goes the way you want it to go. I'm gonna keep this set up. I'm probably just gonna focus on EU setup since that's tasty right there. I trust this support area. But even if it does come down, it'll make a double bottom to make it stronger to push back up. If not, I don't know. Yeah, that's all I really had. Keep it over here too. GJ need to make up his mind. So now you understand why I have GJ the way I have it. Just being patient. It's doing a 2-1 now, but I still needed to break this area, make a correction, then I'll ride it down. So GJ might do one of these ugly little things up here and just do something like that and drop straight down. I'm actually looking on GJ for if it sells. If it sells, should it go for probably 40 pips to gain? And it's on the daily, yo. To gain like 1,500. It's gonna happen over the next couple months, but you'll know which direction it's going. Very beautiful trade. Very beautiful trade. So my entry would actually be up under here somewhere. And I'll go about 50, I'll risk 50 pips. They get that much. Or if you have the account size to do it, that's bananas right there. But I'll be comfortable with that 50. 50, 30 pips, it'll take you out a little early. But that's the setups I'm looking for right now. I'm staying away from all those other volatile pairs. But it should continue selling off. The indices should continue selling off if these viruses keeps impacting the way it does. So this might be the beginning of the huge recession. That's all I got for today, man. I appreciate y'all for hopping on with me. I'll be doing another training tomorrow night. So have a good one. Hit me up if you need me.
All right, bro.
All right.
Appreciate it, bro.
No problem.